Absolutely. I think that's the best thing today. In fact, I would say that, today, if you really prevent yourself from getting diabetes, nothing like it, because it's fast gripping the country. And if you see the numbers, today, every second person that you speak to has got diabetes or is heading towards diabetes. Okay, so she told me her husband has got diabetes. Prevention. Okay, husband has diabetes. Okay, so it's nice to see the wives actually coming, and I think they are the right people, because obviously, absolutely. Okay, so right. So that's just very important. Even when we see patients, we always tell them, please come with your spouse. Because it should be a family thing. I remember some years back, when I just started my practice around 10-12 years back, patients used to tell us, madam, ये सब करना है, लेकिन हमारी बीवी, she won't be able to do this. So we have now started adopting an approach wherein we are talking to all the family members, if possible even talking to the cooks, because they are very important. Because you give them oil, and if they use it above budget, then you're in problem. So it's very important to actually, whatever you do has to be done by the entire family, because today if one person has diabetes in the family, then anybody in the family is at risk of getting diabetes. Okay, so I'm just giving you these numbers. This is what comes in the paper every day. You will see. In fact, today's Times of India is saying that Ghulam Nabi Azad has actually written letters to all the schools that please ban junk, and we are talking about it in a big way today, because today we are seeing that children, if you look at children around you, especially the children who are now studying for the 10th and the 12th standard, you will see they're growing more and more obese. And parents are really concerned, in fact, after the 10th standard exams, the parents actually bring the children to us that, now you please help the child lose weight, because there's so much of pressure, academic pressure, and things have changed drastically. What we were, at least even in my generation, we used to go down, play, there were playgrounds, etc. Today with PS3 and, all the games, video games, Facebook coming in, children don't want to go down to play. And children are growing more and more fat, more and more things are available today. You just phone up and you get McDonald's. You phone up, you get a pizza. So what you're exposed to is a lot of junk and a lot of fatty food. And that's the reason today we are seeing, in fact, there's a study called the MARK study, which is done all India, where they're screening school children. And what they've seen is nearly 23% of the school children are overweight and obese today. And that is why they have now taken up an action wherein they are telling the school authorities that please, start your intervention and stop having junk in school, because today canteens, what they keep is samosas and batata vadas, and children are eating that, not eating their tiffin, and this is becoming a big problem today. And we are seeing a lot of children today getting diabetes. Initially we used to see people above the age of 65 getting diabetes. Now we've seen the age of onset for getting diabetes is just becoming lower and lower, and today we've got children in the age group of 14 to 15 years also getting type 2 diabetes. It's because of obesity, overweight, and insulin resistance. Okay, so this is just for your, this is just to tell you that India is on a ticking bomb. We are a country with the largest number of people with diabetes, heart disease, hypertension, dyslipidemia, obesity, cancer, and all these lifestyle problems are gripping us. So it's very important that we at least look at what we eat and we start taking some kind of a control on our lifestyle, because otherwise we will also be in one of these categories. Okay, now, yeah.
What I noticed in the queue just
yes.
The women are more obese than men.
Yes.
And the same thing goes with diabetes. More percentage of higher percentage in women than in men.
Yes, this is what they found in the study. Now this study was, it's called the India Heart Watch study, which was done, in a few metro cities like Delhi, Bombay, and a few smaller cities. And this is what they found. Out of the people who participated in the study, these were their findings. And today we are seeing, women we want to really focus on is, because I'm sure the women here will agree with me that, once they get married, then they really don't do anything to themselves. They get so busy with, tending to their husband and to their children. You speak to most women and they don't even eat their breakfast till 10, 11 o'clock, because they're busy packing the dabba of the child, busy sending their children to school, their husband to school, and then they start eating food. Whatever is left over, they put it in their stomach. Okay, and physical activity really becomes near minimal, because they say, where is the time to do it? And post menopause, again she starts gaining more weight, because the hormones which are protecting her, like the the cardioprotective hormones, estrogen and all that, is no longer there, and that's the reason she starts gaining weight. and she needs to take more care of herself post menopause. And that's why we see the incidence of diabetes and heart disease post menopause in a woman becomes as equal to that of a man. And that's why we are talking about women now. We tell the women, that if you cannot remove 1 hour a day for yourself, then I don't think you're doing justice to yourself, because you are the person who's going to take care of your family. And if you fall sick, then what is going to happen of your family? And men become very, very handicapped if the woman of the house is sick, because she really does a lot of work. We just call them housewives, but I think that's the most difficult job to do today. I mean, you all would agree with me. Housewife's job is the most difficult job, because she never gets rest and she's on duty 24/7. Okay, so what is changing drastically? Why are we reaching this stage? Okay, I'm sure this is not something which is new to you. Modern living and eating habits have changed drastically. Today, I remember, so many years back when we were kids, if we had to really go and eat out, we used to go to an Udpi restaurant and have a dosa or have an idli. Pizza, burgers are not available. Today, you just call up and everything is there. And what happens? You order one, you get one free. You order a burger, you get French fries and Coke free. You order a pizza, on one pizza you get a second one free. So what you're exposed to is a lot of excess. So instead of eating one, you'll eat two. Vada paos first used to get small, today you get jumbo vada paos. You get the small burger, but then you have a Maharaja Max. So the quantity has gone up. Secondly, whatever we're eating is all refined today. Maida, a lot of sodium. I speak to a lot of people working in IT companies, and there's so much of mental stress. They get paid handsomely, but their working hours are very erratic. Like they reach work at 8 in the morning and they're not out of office even at 8 and 9 in the night. And when I ask them, what do you do about your dinner? And it's very difficult to find a domestic help in Bombay today. So what they do is carry a packet of MTR ready to eat food. They put it in the microwave. Within 2 minutes your paneer butter masala is ready or whatever is ready, and they make do with that. And what happens is then they end up putting on weight, they get hypertension, because these packaged foods are very high in sodium. You may not look at that. Again, low fat foods. Today I just went to a shop yesterday and I saw that nearly 50% of the things that were displayed in the shop, everywhere they put low fat. And actually if you look at those products, they are not low fat. They're loaded with fat, but I think in India you can get away with everything. And everywhere it was low fat and people buy it and people are eating it. And the whole idea is that if somebody tells you it's low fat and if somebody tells you this is high in fat, which would you eat more?
The low one.
The low fat. Yeah, so that's what happens. So when you know it's high in fat, you may just restrict yourself to 1 piece or maybe 2 pieces. But when it says low fat, you get fooled and you actually end up eating the entire packet, which would be actually double the calories that you would eat otherwise. So that is why I really tell people that if you're eating these diet foods, please cross-check properly, ensure that you're reading the food labels, ensure that the food, it's not only about sugar, it's not only about calories, it's also about your sodium. These packaged foods are loaded with sodium, and then that causes you blood pressure and that causes a lot of other problems, heart problems. Sodium is salt, yes, because anything which is preservatives have got sodium in it. So anything which is canned will have sodium in it.
Like tuna fish.
Yes, anything which is canned will have sodium in it. Okay, so modern living within the limited physical activity does not need high calorie food and refined sugars. Okay, now today, if you go, how many of you all actually take the trouble of buying wheat and going to the chakki and making a flour of it? Okay, I'm addressing a slightly, older generation, that's why. But if you talk to the youngsters, nobody even knows what a chakki is. Because you buy your Annapurna, you buy your Pillsbury and you buy that atta and then you use it. But mind you, those attas have got some amount of maida in it. They are not 100% wheat.
Big amount.
Actually big amount, yeah.
In the atta itself, if we were to mix things like soya and is that okay?
It's very good, yes. It is good. In fact, we do recommend, we tell people you have a missi roti, which is a mixed grain roti. That's really very good, and you can do it at home. If you have all the attas, you could just mix all of that together and make a roti out of it. You can add a little bit of chana atta to your atta. You can add soya flour to your atta. That's perfectly fine. You get bran. You can add bran. That's why we tell patients don't sieve the flour. Yes, you could add. Yes, because that is fiber. What is missing in our food today is fiber, because everything is so refined. So if you're having bread, Bread is devoid of any fiber. Your maida has got no fiber in it, and fiber is very important because fiber helps you to relieve you from constipation. It helps you bring down your sugars, it helps you bring down your cholesterol, it helps you even bring down your blood pressure. Therefore, fiber is a very important ingredient which should be present in all your foods. And if you're not having vegetables, if you don't have fruits, then where is the fiber coming from?
I want to share a small.
Yes,
small
sure.
My sister-in-law and brother, they went abroad for the first time.
Okay,
The children are employed in the Silicon Valley.
yes,
There they get that bran in the powder form. Both the son and the daughter-in-law, they take two spoonfuls and go to office.
Absolutely.
In addition to their morning meal.
that culture is fast picking up in India, ma'am.
Sister-in-law tasted that bran. It was nothing but your wheat bran.
Yes.
She was saying that earlier we never used to steam and mix that. Now they are buying it and eating it.
That's what's happening here. You have the bran, oat bran, you have wheat bran, and we are telling patients to add it.
The fiber.
Another thing that people usually eat is isabgol. We tell patients to take isabgol. What is isabgol? It's again bran. It's husk. We're giving fiber. That's right, yeah. But what is happening is we are removing the fiber from our food and then taking. Similar with a lot of food things. We are cooking the food in such a way that it's losing all its vitamins and minerals. And then what we do is go and take multivitamins. This is a common practice abroad and it's fast picking up in India. So that's why we say we Indians are blessed with genes for diabetes. Okay, and we are making it worse by following the Western lifestyle, and we are progressing very, very fast towards diabetes and cardiac problems and hypertension. So we have to be very careful. Now understand one thing, Indians are called thin fat people. We are thin, we look thin, but if you look at the amount of fat in your body, it's very high. Maybe you all could do that session, after this we have the health risk assessment where we will check your fat percentage. So you see you look thin but you have a high amount of body fat. Now what is the reason behind this? Because if you look at our ancestors and our forefathers, they were exposed to a lot of starvation and famine. Okay, so our genes were tuned in such a way that if we ate 100 calories, 20 calories out of that would be saved for a rainy day when we would be exposed to starvation and famine. So our genes are tuned in such a way, our genes are still the same, but we are now exposed to a lot of excess. So instead of eating 100 calories, we are eating calories in thousands. So all that is getting stocked up as fat. And that is the reason why we Indians are thin fat people and we are at risk for getting diabetes, cholesterol, cardiac problems, hypertension is only because of our genes. So Southeast Asians as a race, has to be really careful, and therefore you will see China number 1, India number 2 in diabetes. People always say, why are Chinese, they look so thin, why do they have diabetes? But this is the reason why we have diabetes, and we have to accept that fact and work towards it. Now, if we are going to eat more, what is going to happen? We eat more and spend less, what is going to happen? All that gets stocked up as deposits, fixed deposits, and those fixed deposits are what? Cholesterol, triglycerides, free fatty acids. Are they good for us? They're not good for us. And that is why we need to see that, more than looking, it's very good, for actresses to go on these drastic diets, become thin